Hey, what's going on out there, ladies and gentlemen? We're here to talk about this crazy finale that is Gen V. Just to make sure you guys know, this is not the end of Gen V because it's already been secured and locked in for a second season. Now, I'll preface it like this. We're going to be talking spoilers because this is the finale. See, if you hadn't already seen the finale, please go and watch it immediately. You will not be disappointed, but we're going to go over spoilers. And this is going to be done by another member of Team JVS. I'm going to bring him on now. Keaton, what's up, dude?
What is going on? Man,
Crazy.
man,
Pandemonium.
man.
Had to put a fleece jacket. No, this is a blanket, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, I got chills too. I got chills too. Uh, wow. Just wow.
Yeah. I mean, so before we even get into it, like, I know we're gonna do our, breakdown of the back half of, Gen V, but leading up to this episode, coming off the last episode, what were you anticipating? Like, were you anticipating like this to be a letdown, or you kind of like you just didn't know where they were going? Where were you at with this?
Um, I didn't know where they were going. I honestly didn't know where they were going to go because it was one of those things where, like, each character had kind of their own storyline, and it was a a shift because from finding out that the dean was just like this evil Professor X type character that made you think that, like, she was genuine, and then Kate just going off the rails. Like, it it was not what I expected. Like, that wasn't I expected somebody in the team in the engine V to snap. I didn't think it would be her after the episode 6 where you go in her head.
She got a real revelation. Yeah,
Full Magneto.
yeah. I mean, it's fascinating because the lady that was manipulating her is coming from a place of hurt and trauma because of what we saw first
Hmm.
season, what Homelander did. Like, there's a
Yeah.
ripple effect that happens, and it's kind of like you know you can only be so subservient to people for so long until they break. Like, you keep
Yeah.
controlling something that you think that you can control, it's gonna come back at you. I actually thought Kate was gonna kind of like lean into it and just be like letting herself from a safety measure get controlled again. But I was kind of like, no, she got a real revelation. Technically, she's like, I'm not gonna be controlled by this woman again. So she's
Hmm.
like, nah, homie. And it was so bad because I felt bad because old girl really wanted to save her. She was like, she said it straight up, like, I'm sorry you got to relive this again, but
Hmm.
she gotta die. And it really did mirror the coin from, what was it, first class, where
Hmm.
Professor X like had the guy like in his head. He was trying to stop him and he just couldn't do anything about it because Eric was like, nah, bro, this person gotta die. And you
Hmm.
can't stop
Yeah.
me. But nah,
Yeah.
this this finale was nuts on so many different levels.
It was.
Um,
It really was. Yeah. I It was definitely not what I expected, and it's funny because it it's somehow even less hopeful than the boys. Like, the boys is not shy about being like, this is a hopeless situation and you're supposed to be sad. This left me like, ugh, like, I'm just like, oh my god, like, I just, yeah.
yeah, it's rough. I mean, well, the thing about it is, like, if you think back to, we'll get into it later, but even thinking back to the first episode, Golden Boy offed himself because of the sheer trauma of this, and it all came down to, and I think, who was it that said it? I can't remember if it was Kate or if it was Marie, finding out that essentially, and we knew this from the outside standpoint, like, they're not gonna have these kids be in this university uncontrolled. Like, there's a reason. And the whole
Mm,
reason was to control them and to figure out how they can make it work in their benefit. This is always
right.
what it's been about.
Hmm.
And the sad thing is, like I said, um, you can't control something but for so long. And
Right.
so innocent bodies, humans they got ate up, bro. like they
This was look. This was Jurassic Park all over again.
like it was bad. Like it was just bodies in the street. 'Cause I kind of thought, maybe they were gonna go and save some of them, but I mean, the only people that got saved were the worst of the worst. um, I mean, well, I didn't want the guy that used to be the director. I didn't want him to die. I love his character, to be honest. I didn't want him to
Oh,
die.
our man Lex Luthor, Clancy Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a great actor, but like, dude is a fiend in anything he's in. like,
yeah, yeah,
um, yeah, and but I tell you, like, uh, I think I was saying to you before, like, one of the things that's interesting is like at first when Gen V first got announced, I wasn't super excited about it because a lot of the times whenever you have these shows that like go side by side with something that's popular that everybody knows, like Agents of Shield or Gotham, it gets really frustrating because they don't actually give you like, hey, here is the bread and butter. Here's how it affects this universe.
yeah,
Like with um but with Gen V, like this finale lets you it throw like the second half of the season, it throws you into this is the boys universe. Like,
yeah,
and I'm telling you, and like between Vought's director popping up and Homelander popping up and just like all of these like you're seeing this is going to have a huge ripple effect in
yeah,
the rest of the boys universe. And so I'm really excited, especially when they brought in the senator that's running for vice president.
yeah.
I love her character. Like she's one of my favorite characters on this show. So sinister, but so like very intriguing, and so I'm really excited to see what they do with her. And I loved like her interaction with the main character because like it just like seeing that, oh, there's two of them now. It's like, okay, if anyone's gonna stop her,
It's
it
Marie.
might have
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
Marie.
yeah. Yeah, I thought that was very fascinating. And this is the reason why I bring that up is that she, even more so than the woman that ran the school from a manipulation standpoint, she's the queen of it
Hmm.
because she kind of put to Marie even last episode, like, look, you want to get to the seven. There's a reason why I can use you in the seven, not just to be there for face value, but you got a goal. Do what I'm asking you to do. We'll take care and sweep the rest. And I was like, what does she mean by that? I think that's why I wanted to bring up to you. I think she is the person that saved them. I think she's the one that got them out. Now, I don't know where she has them because it doesn't make sense for Vought to preserve the kids. I think that she's got them somewhere. And remember, she's manipulating every side. She's still trying to manipulate the boys. She's probably working in league with Mallory in some way, shape, or form. But even at the end of this episode, Butcher showed up. Like Butcher went down and found. I think that was the person that Mallory was talking to on the phone last episode. Because remember, she was talking to somebody, and I was like, well, "Who is she talking to?" Like bringing up about the girl and watch out for her. I think that she told Butcher, and now Butcher has a body. They're gonna use that. Butcher's gonna weaponize that just as sure as his name.
See,
Whatever
I think
move.
it. See, I was thinking it was them. It
The
was
boys.
that saved them.
But see, I don't think it's the boys because they wouldn't have him locked up like that.
Mm.
The reason why I said because that's not Butcher's MO. Like if Huey is involved with it, or if any of the rest of the crew involved with it, that's something they never would do. But I think that she would kind of be like, we need to kind of keep them to the side. We can use them and probably kind of let them know, like, hey, these people, this. I'm gonna put them at the hot list at the top because they're as far as what was it? The last thing I remember seeing, like they're looked at as the people that started it, right? Like all four of them.
Hmm.
Like they put them under the dirt. And the
Yeah,
two people that did all the craziness, which is oh my god, what's the girl's name? Maddie.
Kate.
Oh, it's Kate. Kate,
Kate.
Kate, yeah, her
Yeah,
name is Kate and Sam were the ones killing everyone. Um,
that's gonna be interesting because I'm the thing about Vought is they're so corrupt that part of the excitement of this show is just seeing how they spin things. Is
yeah,
seeing how they spin things because the thing is, Vought isn't exactly getting along with Homelander right now, and so for
right.
all we know, this was Homelander's story, not Vaught's.
Yeah, that's what I was also gonna ask is that do you think that he's the one that's spinning it for them to be the new guardians of God you? Because he just popped up, showed up, he blasted Marie in the chest. They all commended her for taking it like a G, but it's like, why wouldn't Homelander have killed them? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff ain't adding up. That's why I say that
Yeah,
the senator intercepting them makes more sense than, oh wait, yeah, nah, let me kill all them. Yeah, Sam, Kate, y'all seem cool. Like, come on, I can use y'all.
but I
Like,
don't. Yeah, and I just yeah, I really they did a great job confusing us here because I'm not gonna because it makes no sense that he didn't take all of them out,
yep,
but it also makes no sense like net thinking back on it now, it's like maybe Homelander's in on who on saving them. Like who knows what's going on here?
right,
Because who's gonna stop Homelander from killing them?
right,
You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Like who stopped them?
yeah. Because
And now
what's
they're
what's
in on him.
um what's the old girl's name that is the secretary for Homelander? What's her name? Oh my god, I'm spacing her
Oh, it's
name. Pull her hair
Ashley.
out.
Ashley.
So yeah, so it's kind of like thinking about Ashley, right? Ashley was saved by the crew, the Gen V
Hmm.
crew. Like they saw it, they witnessed it. Why would Ashley be like, yeah, we're gonna put the people that tried to murder us as like
So
something isn't adding up there?
so I think you know what though. I think it was probably Vought that saved him. Then it was probably Vought that saved him because think about it. There's a virus that can kill all soups out there. These four found out about it. They're trying to stop it. They pretty much succeed in stopping it and shutting things down. And yeah, I don't. You know what? Thinking about it, I really do think that like it might have been Vought that saved him because honestly, Vaught's terrified of Homelander. Vaught's absolutely terrified of Homelander at this point, and he's supposedly running the show, but like everyone's terrified of him.
Yeah, minus Giancarlo Esposito, wherever he is.
Well,
Um,
right, but he's gone. He's out.
he'll
He's
be
out
back.
because I mean he's the senator's dad.
He coming back. I know that for a fact. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's an interesting spin because what Vought is notorious for is making it benefit them, but then screwing
Hmm.
somebody else's good name. So
Hmm.
it would make sense, like, yeah, these four are really the ones that saved us, but let's spin it. Let's keep them airtight so they don't say anything, so nobody questions them. We'll keep them contained because they have the understanding of an actual virus that can kill.
I
So
mean, but
let's contain
Homegirl
this.
just, yeah, and it's just Homegirl just saved the whole board of trustees, though.
She did.
You
She did.
know?
They all witnessed it.
Yeah.
I mean, like arms were lost in the process. um, but nah, yeah, I'm curious because I think the senator wants to keep Marie close because what
Hmm.
you don't want is for Marie to get stronger against her. Because honestly, it's very interesting because Sam, the stronger Sam gets, he's getting up in strength as well.
Hmm.
And there's a counteract to everybody now, almost. There's certain characters that don't have a direct counter. Like, Homelander's got his son, who's not of age just yet. But eventually, if the show keeps going the route it's going, like he's gonna get really strong within the
Oh
next two
yeah.
years, no matter what.
I think he's gonna be stronger. I think he's gonna be stronger because he's a uh I think it's gonna be one of those um things where if you are just naturally born from a superhero with powers,
Yeah.
I think you probably end up being stronger.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what's going to happen. I definitely think he's going to end up being stronger. Um, but I'm really interested in seeing what happens with with Sam because Sam's not he already wasn't right mentally, and now he's gone full cold.
Yeah.
Honestly, when Kate did that, I thought he was gonna kill her.
Yeah, is eventually he will because he has nothing to really benefit him to fight for.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he's going to realize that everybody's some dirt. So you have to find some common ground somewhere.
Hmm.
And it's interesting that even when that was happening, his subconscious was his brother. And his brother was trying to fight him, like, look, don't do this, don't do this, don't turn your humanity off. This is not gonna work. Like he I think he's mad because he's been controlled for so long. And
Hmm.
so
He's
as
had
a
no control of his own life.
means to rebel against that, he's like, yeah, I know you guys love me and want to help me, but I need to let all this out.
Right.
And I don't care how many people I mean, he don't care about killing people anyway. I mean, the man was killing folks as puppets. Like he was like, I don't know if I did this or not. Like
Yeah, that was
he's
wild.
he's mentally unstable, but I think it really was hard for him to kind of diss is it God, based on that Emma, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that really hurt him because he didn't want to do that, but he knew she wouldn't stop. And so he had to say something to try to damage her. And I think the weird thing about the show that's so good is that this does remind me of college.
Oh
So
yeah.
many different parts of like the relationships, like
Oh
people
yeah.
dealing with repressed trauma and how that goes and pushes down other stuff and their performance and then taking drugs. Like even like Emma understanding that like she didn't have to purge to get smaller. Like she was
That was cool.
sad.
That
Like
was
her
cool.
sadness allowed her to go down. And I was
Hmm.
like, so is it that it was never the purchase? It was maybe like a self-loathing thing, maybe
Yeah,
subconsciously.
maybe.
Um, so yeah, all of them are also honing their abilities while at the same as that time trying to survive and grow up in a world with Homelander.
Yeah. And so, but like, and the thing, going back to them being locked up at the end or waking up in the hospital beds, what's really interesting to me is how they said they were in a place with no walls, well, no doors.
Yeah, no
Where the
doors, no windows.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think of a soup that has that ability. Like that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like who has them? And I
Yeah,
think, yeah. It's got to be somebody. I think it's either Vought or the what's her name running the boys.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to believe it's Mallory mixed with the senator because I think that the senator is going to try to press Mallory to protect. Because you got to think about it. The senator pushed Marie to get into there, and
Hmm.
she also went out of her way to be like, "Hey, Marie, let's talk for a second." And even the way that Marie's powers work, that was crazy. She could
Hmm.
detect like people's heart and where they're located. Like the way that they're allowing these kids to progress through their powers is so dope because it reminds me a little bit of like My Hero Academia
Yeah,
and like gaining and
the
understanding your
quirks.
abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really do love that. But there, I think there's something to what you were saying about the generational thing because I do think that Andre is stronger than his dad, but much like his dad's usage of his powers, what does that do for Andre moving forward? Like, is it speeding the process of him eventually gonna suffer through those same exact
Well, yeah.
issues?
Right.
Um, so it's just so fascinating how they've thought through so much to tie in to the boys, but then to me, I think that they're elevating it. They're elevating
Hmm.
the boys because when Homelander showed up, I was thinking, oh well, he's about to kill everybody. Okay. And he's gonna probably be like, oh, you guys, you're cute. Thank you for saving me, or thank you for saving the day. Bye. Go back to class. I legit thought that was gonna come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Instead, I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah. That's what that
He
was the
said,
twist.
"How
That's what.
dare you turn on your own?" Like he's like
Oh, yeah.
Magneto on some joint. I was like,
Yeah, that's what threw me off because I was expecting, oh man, she's like, yeah, I was expecting it to be one of those things like, man, now she might be about to be into seven. Like, oh snap, like what's about? And it went exact opposite. And honestly, it makes sense because I mean, uh, you have Marie and you have Jordan,
yeah,
right? Minorities, Jordan, like minorities, uh, transgenders, like, and it's like that ain't gonna fly with Homelander anyway, right? Especially because Homelander's now he done gone off deep end. He full blown MAGA lander, you know.
oh yeah, he executed somebody in the public. The kids were still talking about that. It's like, is
Right,
Homelander a
he's
good
full
guy?
blown right, and so like yeah, there's no way that there's no way he would let them into seven
Yeah,
anyway. Anyway, it's because we got to remember that now he's the one that's calling the shots.
yeah,
He's the one that's calling the shots. Their last shot at taking him out was Soldier Boy, and that didn't work. It didn't happen. It didn't go down that way.
yeah. Did you catch the chick? Was it Justine that was like setting people up on like social media, like how she can heal, basically? Cause you remember old girl clocked her, rearranged her jaw, she moved it
Hmm.
back in place, and I was like, "Does she have Wolverine healing?" Like, and you
Yeah.
would never think about because we never seen her abilities, but I was like,
Hmm.
the most uncommon character having this strong ability is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and the thing I always keep forgetting too is most of these characters have in addition to whatever their specific power is,
They got strength.
a lot of yeah, most of them also have super strength and invulnerability. I mean, Marie took a shot to the chest from Homelander.
Yeah,
Most most can't handle that, and so
yeah,
yeah. And then another another option too is that Homelander knows everybody is looking at him because of that public execution that he's probably under scrutiny for. So for all we know, they might just be locked up by just locked up in general for the massacre, you know?
Hmm.
That could be what's going on too. Like it could be like a raft type situation where it's like, oh, this is where all superpowered people get locked up at, you know? And so yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen or what's gonna go on because throughout the show they kept talking about like, oh, you don't want to be sent to um
Yeah.
the place where they send certain superheroes, but as far wasn't that the place where Stormfront was and everybody got released? That place got destroyed pretty much, didn't it?
It did because the boys took it down, and the thing
Right,
about it is it would actually something like that would be something that the boys would want.
right.
Like that'd be something that Butcher would be like, "Oh, bet. You know what? You want to join the boys instead? Come on over to
Yeah.
the boys." It's just gonna be interesting because again, this is getting a second season. So the second season, the two main leads of this school are going to be the same people that try to slaughter everybody. How does that work? How do you start a brand new semester? I well, I don't know because if the perception is that the superpower people weren't the ones being targeted, they don't have any problem with those two,
Right.
and all they have to do is just keep up the perception that they're still striving to be superheroes.
Well,
It's
yeah, because it's shifting into a soups versus humans
it
thing.
is. It really is.
It's shifting into that, and that's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes down the X-Men path that I was praying eventually that the MCU was gonna get to, but we ain't got there yet.
We ain't. They ain't
We
got.
ain't got there yet.
I ain't. We talking about good comic book stuff tonight.
Okay, I'll mention it a bit more stuff. But yeah, yeah. No, I do. I'm tracking that. I'm definitely tracking that, and I think it'd be very interesting because the thing is now, even the humans are getting so desperate that they're taking on powers themselves,
Well,
and so it's
yeah.
kind of like even Butcher, who's supposed to be the Batman of this, has demeaned himself down to being a soup himself. I mean, it's
Hmm.
literally killing him. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be real interesting to see how they progress into a second season coming off. Because what the word is that this leads into season 4, and then the end of season 4 is gonna lead into Gen V season 2. That's what the last thing I'm.
Wow. So they're gonna run. They're really gonna run side by side with each other.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. But it's kind of like I'm like I don't see somebody like Homelander being able to control an emotionless Sam. I would
Yeah.
look at Homelander looking at Sam like, "Oh man, like you're the son I never had, but you kind of off. I might have to kill you." Like I'm curious to see what that looks like because Sam wants to, push to something for the mutants, so to speak. Um, so I'm really curious to see how that interaction works because Homelander is gonna want to have somebody like his son that's not on his side. Wait, hold on. Isn't his son with him?
Yeah, his son's with him. Homelander's son. Yeah, Homelander's son's with him now because that's why he killed the dude. He killed the dude because he hit Homelander's son with like a soda can or something.
Ooh,
Hmm.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, dang. Wait, did Soldier Boy die?
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah, he
they put him.
survived,
They
right?
put him. They just put him back on ice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they put him back on ice. But I'm really interested in seeing what happens with season 4 of the boys now because the way that and I hope it's not like a looky loo where um it's like, oh look, Butcher is standing in the same place this all went down, and then they don't do anything with it. I hope it's not like that. At the same time, though, like, I know they're going to be keeping some things under wraps, but like looking at season 4 of The Boys, like all the announcements as far as who's in these seasons, you don't really see anyone from Gen V in the cast. The new castings for The Boys season 4. But I'm hoping they're keeping some things under wraps and they fully bring them in on it.
Yeah.
It some it'll be interesting though. It's because it's funny because there's still this fun generational gap.
Yep. Yep. And the thing about it, I mean, just using Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character as an example, I mean, I think that they're keeping a lot of this under wraps. I think they intentionally are keeping it under wraps because they didn't want to show where Gen V was gonna go.
Hmm.
So I guess we're gonna see. I don't even know who this character is. Tech Knight, I don't know.
But they were see, and I'm confused by that because they were saying in Gen V, like, is this a real picture?
Yeah,
Because Gen V, Tech Knight was the guy that was doing the interrogating in Gen V.
that's what I was confused about because I was like, isn't Jeffrey Dean Morgan Tech Knight?
I don't think so. No, I don't
So
know who.
so
I
who
don't
is
know
he
who he's
playing?
playing, but like we've seen Tech Knight.
Yeah, that's why I was like, didn't we
Yeah,
already see the
and so
character?
that's why I didn't know if that was a real Maxim cover or not right there.
So maybe he's a different character then.
Yeah, because I highly doubt that. I don't. Yeah, I need. Yeah, I think you. Yeah, look and see if that's a real character because I highly doubt they would even put that out with the strike going on right now.
Yeah, this is the picture. This is the actual official picture that we got. Let me pull it up. And that's a wrap on season 4. That was 27 weeks ago. Massive thank you to the phenomenal crew and cast. Carl Urban. Here's a snap. Jeffrey Dean Morgan on the set of. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who his character is.
Yeah, I don't think they've even. Yeah, I don't even think they've. Yeah,
So that can't be the same character.
no, absolutely. Yeah, no, cause yeah, just we've seen Tech Knight, and yeah, we've seen him, and he's officially casted, unless there's a older Tech Knight or something like. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. But like I said, I haven't seen anything about any of the Gen V people being in season 4 um of The Boys. But I mean, I am super excited about it because that snippet they gave of Butcher walking in the halls, that was exciting. But also even seeing Mallory when she was talking to the dean, and just saying like, hey, don't go down this path. I know somebody that's going down that path. So honestly, Butcher might be trying to get his hands on that virus.
No, that's what I was saying. I really think that he wants that virus to use it. I really do. I don't think he has anything left to lose.
Mm-mm.
He's lost the boy, and I think by any means necessary, he's going down that path.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't know if Mallory is involved in what he's trying to do because everybody's just gone rogue. Like Homeland's gone rogue, Butcher's also gone rogue at this point.
Yeah. Well, and the way the last season ended, it seemed like Butcher had kind of come back around. Um, the way the last season ended, it ended well. It's dark because Butcher's now taken too much of that temporary V, as far as his mind goes. So he's like, it's gonna be fatal unless something else happens with him.
Right.
But he did come back around with the boys, and like Starlight being there and all that. And so I think it'll be yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he even thinks about all of this, because we see him he's in the lab, right?
Mhm.
Like that's where he was walking, where everything went down.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think it's in the air how he's gonna feel about it, because I don't think he has any problem with soup genocide.
Well, you know what? I think that he don't want the boy to die. I really don't, and I don't think.
Ryan, yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that he wants Ryan to die. Um, that would hurt him because that's
yeah,
literally a part of his wife,
yeah.
no matter what. Um, so yeah, everybody got skin in the game, man. It's interesting. But as far as this finale is concerned, I think it was heat. I think
It
it was a
was
strong finale from the beginning of it to the end because you didn't know where it was going to go.
it was good. I always hate it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I always hate when finales wrap and I still have so many questions. I hate those because I'm like, oh great, I gotta wait for like
Attack on Titan.
2 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
by the
wait.
way, you got 2 weeks.
We're talking about Gen V right now. Let me talk about Gen V. I'll talk about Aaron Yeager with you later. Uh, but yeah, I did love how Marie used her powers to form those blood daggers. That was dope. That was really dope. And I really feel for Andre, because Polarities, like his dad, is still telling him like, hey, you got to listen to whatever they tell you to do. He's still like, you don't want to mess with these people. They will ruin your whole life.
Yeah,
And it's one of those things where you can tell he's absolutely worried about his dad, but he's also completely terrified of this whole situation and just wants to be gone.
yeah. Yeah, he was so conflicted because initially he was just going to stay with his dad, and then when Kate messaged him and then Marie messaged him, he was like, "What is going on?" And he had to leave his dad. It was such a huge conflict for him.
Yeah,
Um, I think that by the end of it, he's going to be a pretty good hero. With whatever semblance of the word that is. It's just
right,
hard because the people that are heroes that join the Seven aren't really heroes
right.
minus Starlight, which she's technically, I don't even know if she's still in it or not. But
No, she quit. She's out. She's out of
yeah,
Seven. No, she quit. They
yeah,
even mentioned it in Gen V. Like, she's gone.
yeah. So it's just gonna be interesting to see these kids what they what they make of all this. I think that's the most fascinating thing. That's why I'm so excited to see what they do with the next season and then where the boys is gonna go. Because this
Oh,
virus is not to play. I actually was worried that the senator got some of it on her. Remember when the guy got his head exploded and
yeah.
like a piece of it was like on her hand? She kind of flicked it away. I was like, oh
Hmm.
man, she get infected.
No,
Um,
that's not what. No, that was a piece of him. That was just a flex. That was like a look. Handle my light work. Let me flick this piece of meat off me and get back in my nice car. Like,
yeah.
that was just a flex.
Do you think it's weird that her and Marie have the same exact power though?
I don't think it's weird, because the thing is, it answers. What I liked about all this was that it answered a question. Because for the longest time, I'm like, okay, what is this senator's superpower? Because we're seeing her just
Popping people.
explode, popping people,
Yeah.
right? But now we know, oh, her superpower, she's a bloodbender. And
Yeah.
so I loved that. I loved how they did that reveal,
Yeah.
because it just lets you know just how powerful Marie can get potentially.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm bringing it up is are we sure are we sure that Marie's parents gave her V? Compound V,
I think they did.
but they never said it. And nobody's ever actually said it. Marie said that, like, my parents gave me this because they wanted this, but she never. The parents never officially said it because they both died. And people have always said that she's got it in her, but it's so weird to me that this senator would find her out of everybody and be watching her. For a matter of fact, she was tracking her all the way down to the food that she ate. The
Yeah.
senator came from the same exact location that she was in.
I was about to say that's what gave her the backstory. They were raised the same way. They were raised the same way in the same building and stuff. And so I wasn't shocked by that because she, like she said, she had been looking for someone with her superpowers. How rare, because of how rare it is. She's like, I didn't know there was someone else like me in the world. And so the thing that's so cool about that senator is she has that like Frank Underwood energy where you don't know what her master plan is. You
Not at
don't
all.
you just know that she has a plan because best believe as soon if and she's gonna end up they're gonna win that election. She's gonna end up being the vice president and she will also more than likely end up being the president. Um I have no doubt in my mind about that because she's playing the Game of Thrones right now, man. Like, and she's playing it well. The way that she just like, okay, I got this virus. I don't know. I now I got something in my pocket. I can handle this. I'm gonna do something with it. And so and at the same time, she's also making deals on the side with Homelander. Like, hey, me and you can help each other, right? And so everybody's being twisted and manipulated in this game. And I think she has Marie as an ace up her sleeve because even if she does genuinely like, hey, I got you into Godolkin and I've been keeping an eye on you and stay safe and you could be the first black woman in the seven and all this stuff, I think she's also knows like, hey, this girl's also one of my only threats out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, she's got a daughter herself.
Right.
I forgot what her daughter's name was, but
Hmm.
they revealed it in the third season because she gave her daughter Compound V because she was
Yep.
scared. Um, so it's just interesting how many moves is going on. And Stan is her adopted dad. We don't
Right.
know who her actual biological people are.
Oh, well, she killed him.
Oh yeah, that's
Remember?
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
she killed him. We
That's right.
saw the pictures there. And what's interesting is, and I went back and confirmed this, if you go back to that episode of The Boys when Huey is looking through the system, when he's saying, oh, me and Starlight are thinking of adopting,
Mm-hmm.
when he's looking through the system, you see Marie Moreau on the
Really?
computer. You do. You see her on the computer. She's there.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
she was in that same exact compound while they were going in there.
Well, you see her in the system. So I don't know if she was in well, honestly, she probably was because at the beginning of Gen
Episode one.
V,
Yeah.
she's still there. So yeah, but yeah, you can you see her in the boys episode. Like you see her picture and her name. Like yeah, she's in there. And but you also see that like the senator also mistakenly killed her parents.
Right.
Yeah, they showed the bladed up bodies, and so yeah, they got a lot in common.
It's just so fascinating to me. But I guess we'll find out more later. Because I was like, I don't know if they were gonna pull us a okey doke and like she's like related to the senator or some kind of connection there.
I don't think they're
Um,
related.
I'm looking it up. But yeah, no, this was a great episode. So many different spins and twirls. I
Hmm.
think we tackled pretty much every character.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to think of anything we missed from the finale. I think that's
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, I'm just interested in seeing what's going to happen with the four.
Yeah, yeah. Um, hmm. Yeah, I need to figure out where they're going with this on the fourth season,
Yeah.
especially now the fourth season's already been shot. Like it
Hmm.
was shot before everything happened, so
Yep.
this is gonna be dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
But yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. I don't have any. I don't have any. There's nothing else more I would have wanted. Like it
Yeah.
actually absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was really good. It was really good. I liked it a lot. I've loved it from the very first episode. I thought I rate this whole season very highly, but that finale, it was good and it gave you powers being used, which I really appreciated, because it was one of those things with the boys where it's like, oh, with the boys from time to time, like you'll see powers being used and it pops off in the boys. And in this, it was like you were getting to see like little snippets of it, but you actually saw an all out battle at the end.
Yeah,
And that was what I really liked. And it was a battle between soups. Whereas with the boys, it wasn't until this latest season where you saw them actually going toe to toe,
yeah,
powers versus powers. But with Gen V, it was like, oh, we throwing hands, let's do it. From episode one with Golden Boy going berserk at the end, and then at the end here, an all out battle on the quad at the U. Like, like it was, yeah, it was bonkers. It was good. I loved it.
yeah. It's just crazy because Sam technically hasn't even manifested all his abilities because from what they were saying, Sam is stronger than Golden Boy.
Yeah,
So it's gonna get dangerous. It's
yeah.
gonna get real dangerous really soon. But yeah, you guys, we're gonna go. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed our review for the Gen V
That was
finale.
that was one more thing I was gonna say. I'm willing to bet whenever season two comes out, we're gonna see that Sam is ranked. He'll probably be ranked number one.
Yeah,
He'll probably be ranked number one the way they're spinning this story.
yeah. It's kind of like where does he come from? Like he's supposed to be dead
Right.
biologically from the last
Yeah.
time we
And I'm
saw him.
like, how are y'all gonna
How you
spin
gonna
this?
spin that?
Because
Right.
how you gonna spin this? Because his brother was apparently someone that snapped and just killed the chancellor.
Oh, you know what they could do? You know what they could do? They could say that the dean of the school, took some of the kids and kept them there and was presenting tests on them, and he broke out and saved the school.
Yeah.
That's all they got to do because the senator's dead. I mean, well, not senator, but the person overseeing the school is dead.
The dean.
So they're gonna throw her under the bus no matter what.
Oh yeah, because all that information gonna come out about her husband and daughter being on that plane.
Yep. Or it might not because the only person that had the file was Marie.
Yeah, and people don't know that Homelander actually brought that plane down.
Yep. So another reason why they need Marie.
Either that or they going or the Gen V4 are gonna have to go find Queen Maeve or something. There's no telling what there's a lot they could do with it. And the thing I do appreciate about Amazon here is, in my personal opinion, this show is so much better than the comic as far as character depth goes, as far as um the plot of it. Like, it's not all just, it's plenty of gratuitous violence, but there's a good story in here too. And that's not something I really felt like I got as much from the comic.
Mhm.
But with the TV show, it's been absolutely amazing, the character development and the growth, and the the acting's just been phenomenal too.
Yeah. No, I'm all the way on board. Like Amazon is doing God's work, honestly. Like
Yeah,
between this, of course, The Boys and Invincible, which we'll talk about soon. Yeah,
yeah,
they're batting 1,000. But
yeah,
we're gonna go, you guys. We may do a recap review of the entire season. That may not be today. It may be later, but
yeah.
we'll be back, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Peace, people.
Violent out TeamJVS on my timeline. Ain't nothing on my mind.